again, and welcome back to your favorite podcast, EdgeMate. This is where we interview salespeople, entrepreneurs, and business leaders, and seeing what their edge in the marketplace is, what differentiates them. And today we have Bobby Hardiman in the office from New York Life. How you doing?
Very well. Thank you.
I bumped into a couple. I don't know what you would call them, but it was good. It was good vibes. Just networking events, and definitely wanted to get you on the show because I love your energy.
I appreciate it.
So why don't you tell? How did you get to the Bay Area? How did you get to New York Life? And then we'll jump into it.
Sounds good. Well, for me, I'm a New York City born and raised native, and I decided, make a change. When I was thinking of making a change, it was kind of difficult, because New York City is a great city.
So from New York, and you're like, you know what? I'm just going to work for a company that starts in New York.
Not that far off. And I just decided to just make a change. And for me, I traveled around the world, many cities in the States, and San Francisco is nearest and dearest to New York City. And I said, you know what? It's the opposite side of the country, and the best food available, and nightlife vibe. I said, that's the city for me. And so I made the transition, and and from there it's just been just a lot.
I agree with you on that. I recently went back to New York, and it's obviously a little bit bigger, maybe a lot more nightlife, a lot more food, but there's not a lot of places around here in the United States that have you can get any type of food you want at pretty much any time of the day.
Exactly.
And then a lot of activity and things to do.
Yeah, and just good people.
Yep.
Just good people, and meaningful to me. Yeah.
Okay. I got some icebreaker questions. That would bring us to our icebreaker segment. Who do you love most about your best friend?
What do I love most about my best friend?
Yeah. Please tell me it's your wife.
Well, my best friend is his name is Pickle.
Okay.
Tom Jacobs. Great man. He's done amazing things in technology. So what I love most about him is he's a legit mathematical genius. He's created things, if I mentioned to you would know what they are. But with all that said, he will sit down with you, have a beer, and have a conversation with a homeless guy on the streets of San Francisco, or
So you're not real down
the
there,
biggest,
right?
or the guy with the highest net worth that you can interact with. He's a well-rounded.
Okay, how do you get the name Pickle though?
Oh, I can't tell you that story.
Okay, all right.
Maybe
I know there's a lot of dirty minds out there in the gutter. Get out of there.
It's not gutter.
It's probably
It's food based.
Yeah. All right, on to the other question. One's an adult for adults, one's for kids. And that's probably for the adults. This one's probably more on the kid side. What's the biggest purchase you ever made? Maybe not. Because what kid is purchasing stuff? Their parents are. What's the biggest purchase you ever made?
That's interesting. It depends. So if you're talking about lump sum, that's one thing. Or if you're talking about like a house, obviously.
I was gonna say the house is probably gonna, aside from the house.
Yeah, it was my i8.
Okay.
Yeah.
I8. What is it, IRA or no?
No, BMW i8.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, I8.
I8.
Okay. Okay. Gotcha. I was like I8. Internal affairs. Cool. All right. Now we're going to go to the SWOT segment: the strength, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. You've been in finance for a while. You got to New York Life, and so what would be one of your strengths? I know you got your own colleagues, peers, but then you obviously have competitors at Northwest Mutual and whatnot. What would be some of your strengths?
Well, I usually say I don't have any competitors. What I bring up, no one else has. I have experience from the top accounting firm in the country. I worked with a number of not-for-profits and for government, all in finance. And what I bring is a level of knowledge and understanding of needs and how to reconcile that to where you are today and where you will be tomorrow. So I forecast things out. I help people from the basics of, dude, you need to get a budget. And I sit them on to make sure they get that done. To people who have advanced planning needs.
Okay.
And those are very important. The advanced planning, estate planning needs, significant.
Yeah, you're mentioning about estate planning versus will. Why don't you go into the differences between those two?
Oh yeah, well,
Because most people think, I mean, I got a will, I'm good.
yeah. So you have a will, you're good to a certain extent, which means you have wishes. Your wishes will probably be followed. Trust.
Well, that's not very comforting.
Yeah. So a trust, your wishes will be followed to the letter. Meaning, for those who are like type A's and have big energy and know this is what I want done. I have 2 kids. This one's great. He needs money at 25, 30. The other knucklehead, 35, 40. Your will won't.
So if you have a will and you want to give it to your cat, probably not going to the cat. But if you put the cat in trust, it's definitely going to the cat.
Absolutely. Yeah, and
Right.
so there are basic trusts, and then there's next tier level of advanced planning when you get into FLPs, QPERTs, ILETs, all these other things, which essentially continually pull money out and put it into the trust to ensure that you have the lowest possible estate tax. So it's good stuff. Good stuff.
What would you say some of your weaknesses are? Something you need to, things you have to work on.
I tend to just like people. I feel like I'm genuine, and sometimes individuals like, oh, you know what? I just like hanging out with this guy. You know what? I'll share with them what I'm doing. This is my job. This is my work. But I'm not going to try to sell you anything because I actually like it. Like a lot. And so it's like, oh wait, I just want to hang out. Because sometimes you try to share some information, even if it's like genuinely coming from a good place. Sometimes people say, oh, he's trying to sell me something, and they back away a little bit.
But to your point, it also happens the other way around too. Like they befriend you, and then they don't want to muddy the waters, if you will.
Yeah.
So I hear what you're saying.
Yeah.
So there's like a fine line between professional and like, oh yeah, let's go get some drinks.
Yeah, exactly. There's I think there's a perfect medium, but generally, when you connect with people and it's like, oh, having a conversation, and then there's a need identified. It's like, oh, well, as far as that, this is what can be done to help.
Mm-hmm.
If you choose to, if not, great.
Yep. What are some opportunities in your industry right now?
Significant opportunities now. Most of them are based on the Secure Act 2.0 going away in about a year and a half or so.
What is that?
That's the act that keeps the state planning
the state planning. Okay.
at about a little over 13 million, and it's going to drop to about half, about 6.
Yeah.
So if that's not reinstated, the probability of that happening is probably a lot of political hijinks, outside of my sphere of influence, but. That's going to be a significant issue. Also, long-term care is a huge one. So people are like, long-term care, I don't need that. Long-term, so everyone has savings and investments for retirement. Important.
Mm-hmm.
But what people aren't investing in is the probability of living longer than you've ever lived before. Therefore, the requirement of leveraging your cash you have currently to establish some long-term care. It's like 1 out of 4 people over 65 have a long-term care.
Yeah, I mean, my life expectancy was like 71.
Yeah,
that's great. But now people live into 80. What are you gonna do the extra 10 years?
Yeah, it's 84. Like for a standard healthy male, like 84.
Mm.
And if you're like, some of these extremely healthy people who run marathons, 90. And so this is basically I call it statistical medicine, right? Practicing statistical medicine. I don't do this, but the underwriters, the actuaries, the beautiful egg hunts we all love, they do this. And when they create these numbers, they're outliers everywhere, but generally, it's spot on.
Yeah. And So the next one is threats, but it sounds like some of these opportunities are threats. But what would be threats to your maybe competition or some of your the industry?
Yeah, so there were quite a few threats. The threats have been minimized actually. So New York Life, in their 179 years of wisdom, data, and just doing things the right way, have created made adjustments to a lot of their cost basis, which are extremely favorable to any client currently, and just good numbers, very good math, good price. We do have a high level of underwriting.
Mm-hmm.
Our underwriting is very strong. However, our cost basis, the feasibility, when you look at Standard & Poor's, Fitch, Moody's, we have the highest rating possible, and it's just beautiful stuff. Yeah.
Okay, great. So that wraps up the SWOT, and now to the main event.
Drum roll.
This card is actually, it's called the Tower. It's one of the scarier ones in the deck. Basically, the Tower, as you can see, it's basically a building crumbling. So it means like some of the foundations, if maybe it could mean like our economy right now or the election coming up. And so it's important to find somebody to help you steer through all that chaos. I think you might be the one to help whether it's through upgrading that will to a trust or better financial planning. It's not basically, the card means challenging times, but if with the right people you can build a good foundation for the future.
Yeah.
So I think once again the card that was picked is very apt, and yes, I'm a tarot master. Yeah. So again, this is Chad. I work with Bridgepoint, but this is the podcast EdgeMate. Bobby, thank you for coming on.
Thank you. I appreciate it so much. Thank you.
And stay tuned to the next episode, and have a great weekend. Bye.
See you next time.